Welcome back, guys. It's Friday, and this morning I woke up and I realized something important. I realized that I wasn't nearly bullish enough. So, the first thing I did today is I woke up and I said a prayer to the spice gods, and I asked them to make me more bullish, and they did. It's hard to believe, but it happened. Today we got some stuff to look at. It is Friday. I have some cool charts to warm up with. Bitcoin hopefully making a move here. We did wrap up February, and we're going to have to take a peek at that, see how this year is going into the second month, and yeah, sit back and enjoy. If you could, guys, please smash the likes, the subscribes, engage with the stream. Not a lot's going on, but I appreciate you being here. We do have our patron night tonight, 8 p.m. East, still time to sign up, and just jump in the Discord either way, so let's get on it. This has been interesting. I don't have necessarily a really in-depth thing to say, but it's interesting. We saw earnings this week and stocks just going nuts. Not necessarily up. In front of us is Meta. Meta had a crazy candle opening. I believe that was to this morning. I don't even know. Yesterday, this morning. Big moves. We've seen others like PayPal just take big dumps on earnings, I think, as well as, was it Google? There's a few more. Stocks seem really volatile right now. I did get an S&P 500 alert, maybe at all-time high again. I'll pull that up in just a minute. But there's just mechanics moving. Something is happening behind the scenes. I don't know what it is, but with these layoffs and really volatile kind of openings and closings, very odd seas for an environment right now. This is what I really wanted to show you guys. More than that one. This one's supposed to be first. This is the unrealized gains or losses on investment securities, I believe, held by banks. It's interesting. Back in 2020, we saw, what was it? I can't even remember the names now. Silicon Valley Bank, Signature Bank, Silvergate Bank. Maybe there's one or two others in there. Have a cascading insolvency liquidation event. This was off the back of the Fed increasing interest rates at a faster pace than they had advertised, than they had said. So we're going to crank these up slowly. You have nothing to worry about. Well, they didn't do that. They cranked them up quickly, and banks started suffering and becoming insolvent. And what's mind-blowing is here we are in 2024, and we've almost forgotten. It's almost like it didn't happen. It's weird. It's wild how that's been swept under the rug, despite interest rates continuing to increase since that point, putting more pressure on banks. It's weird that we haven't heard anything happen. With New York City Central Bank, we saw that drop like 40% in the open, I believe, on Friday. And maybe there are more choppy seas for banks ahead. With I believe it was the job numbers that came in, it is unlikely that the Fed is going to look to cut rates in March, even though the market is really hoping that it will. We have some choppy seas, fam. If you haven't noticed, that's like going to be the moral of the day. The Fed continues to yell about inflation despite Chirpow having some really dovish intro in our FOMC meeting on Wednesday. Still talking about inflation being too high, and the numbers that came out today are gonna back that up, that inflation has not cooled to the point where we really want it to be. However, you look at today's US Truflation, this is a different index of inflation, and you can see it's actually looking pretty good, and not even is the number and reading right now looking good. But look at this chart over here. That is a real bearish chart. Basically eyeball support here at around 2%. We bounced off of it in June last year, hitting just above 3 before teetering, testing that support over and over and over again, and falling. Inflation, at least from the Truflation's point of view, is reflecting more of what the Fed wants to see, but it doesn't seem to be what they're looking at. M2 yearly growth versus inflation. I actually forgot what I was going to say about this one, but I thought it was a cool chart. An interesting thing about it. So M2 being kind of the liquid cash supply in the US versus inflation, logically, these should trend together. As there is more M2, meaning more dollars, there's more inflation. It's kind of an interesting thought I had. They keep talking about a 2% inflation rate. How can they ever hope? How can they realistically hope to achieve 2% if we have more than 2% more currency every year? You certainly could get readings that are lower than whatever it is you're printing, but that would just be in a small time frame. It would be kind of contained to a certain amount of time. If you're printing 3% a year, which I think is likely way less than reality, it's going to be difficult to have a 2% inflation without just being a temporary effect on the market. Last thing I wanted to cover, and I certainly didn't read this whole thing because this is important to us. We did see, I believe, the Biden administration send like an emergency request, whatever this is, ICR, to crypto miners in the US to gather data. Now, I think that logically, as crypto people, we are very hesitant and cautious of any government overreach, any government reach into what we're doing here. And I can see why this might be a little alarming. ETFs have been approved. We have a lot of momentum in the space and in Bitcoin, and specifically mining on the institutional level. And this could be a threat. This could be a weapon, or it could be potentially a boon. This investigation, if it has good intentions to actually find out, is Bitcoin and mining affecting the grid, and how should we handle this? This could be a really good thing for Bitcoin. However, if this is a kind of under the table attack, meaning they're gathering this data to try to shut them down or attack them in other ways, then that is absolutely not a great thing. I don't have any more details on this story. I just thought it was interesting and that we probably should follow as we get updates, although I have not gotten any since I found this. So here we are. We got through the little quick intro. It's Friday, baby. How y'all feeling? Hopefully you're feeling good. It's Friday. And we are in the month of February. How time flies, guys. We are already past the first month of 2024. Let's take a peek at the damage. Last month, we had the Bitcoin ETF opening a new multi-year high before falling down lower. And it does seem, I'm literally seeing this for the first time. We closed it green. We closed January green. This was really what we were looking for. If you've been tuned in over the last few weeks, we've been talking about the important value that is 42.2K roughly, 42, 43. This value is of the utmost importance to me as a chartist and for the trend in this year. This is the yearly open. The yearly open is a very critical level in Bitcoin. If you go back and you look at the opens each year, you will find that they are very important. Very, very important to the structure of what happens in that year. Let's just throw these on really quick. Boom. There it is. And one more. I just added them all back to 2020, and you can see this is really impactful for the chart. When we have a yearly open, it becomes the most important level in a bullish trend to defend for the bulls, and the most important level for bears to defend in a downtrend. Back here in 2020, we did have a break of that yearly open in March before rallying to a new all-time high. Opening our year in 21, midway through the rally, we saw that level respected all year. In the sell-off in the summer of 21, we found support directly at the yearly open before moving to a new all-time high. We opened a new year in 22. That became resistance. Do you see a trend here? We opened here, we moved up. We opened here, we moved down. And last year, 23, we opened at 16.5. We trended up. Here we are at the new year open, 42.2. This is the number. This is what we got to hold. And I love that January came in green. Now, this is not the nicest candle. Certainly, it is a nicer candle than it being red. But this is still very much like a spinning top, not a continuation candle traditionally. You can see on our rally in 21 and 20, there really weren't many of these or really any good examples of that candle on the way up. Back here, when we had retracements into that run, we had some of these. But this is not exactly what we would be hoping for. We really want to see these thick green monthly candles. But yeah, as long as we're above 42.2, I'm all right for now. So that is the most important price on the Bitcoin chart, and we did defend it. Now, February opening up just slightly higher. There's really no point of putting this new value on your chart, but I'm going to anyway, 42.5. I'm going to anyway. All right, MACD on the month, still momentum increasing, RSI moving up. That's about all I'm going to get from here. That looks pretty good. We're about to close this week up, and boy, oh boy, is that a freaking candle, man. All right. Did we do it? Yep, we did it. We hit 44K. This was our weekly local resistance after potentially finding at least a local bottom here, maybe a more macro bottom at 38.5. This is not so exciting. This is all right. This is a pretty expected move. Pretty much everyone and their mom is looking for 46K now, and then they think we're going to get lower lows. The market seems to be, or at least crypto Twitter seems to be one-minded in what's going to happen, and that makes me uncomfortable. This move, pretty filling here. Our potential fair value gap on the week filled by that touch to 43,950. It is slightly off, so it would not be surprising at all this week, maybe even this weekend, to fully touch 43.9, maybe 44. Really testing it as resistance. And here we go. Marketcipher B. I'm liking this on the week. We've been looking at this for a few weeks now. It's been shaping up and it's still looking good. That VWAP is rocketing towards the zero line here. That momentum is shifting. Prices looking to move closer to the VWAP, or the volume weighted price average. Money flow hitting higher highs here. Momentum's a little sketchy, but it's not a big deal. Momentum, in my opinion, is the least valuable part of this. I'm liking what I'm seeing there. I'm liking what I'm seeing. RSI overbought, dropping down, coming back up into overbought status. I like it. MACD on the week. I didn't mean to close that little red candle here. Over the weekend, if we get some upside price action and close higher, that red candle will disappear. That red momentum will go away. Let's look at our critical stuff here. Let's look at our critical stuff. On the week, Ichimoku Cloud, not loving this price action either. This is doing a really good job of communicating what I'm seeing when I'm saying I don't really love the way this looks. It's not super bad, but it's not the strength, the trend that we've been in. And whenever you see that in a trend, it can be a sign of momentum slowing down. So you can see it here very well on the Ichimoku Cloud weekly. I'm going to get rid of this. There we go. A little less. We fell below the TK, the short moving average, we'll call it. We fell below it on the week. We found resistance there 2 weeks in a row, and potentially again in this week. If we can close above that local weekly resistance of 44K, things are looking much better. Until then, we have to look at the TK below us. This is sitting at 37,000, and this is the suggested, or the implied move, let's say, for Ichimoku on the week here. If we can't break through the TK, we come down and we test the KJ, the purple line, as support, and see if it can hold there. If it holds, then we move back up to the TK and we continue our dance. If we lose it, then, well, we're likely moving back down into the cloud down here for support. Likely. Let's check this quick. Hey, you know what? Let's throw up LuxAlgo. LuxAlgo, still looking solid on the week, still showing us an uptrend. I agree, pending the end of this week. Pending the end of this week, I agree. We have that nice green candle. There is no closed position, no X up here. So this algorithm, LuxAlgo signals and overlays, still looking for further upside action on the weekly time frame. Now I'm trying to find moving averages. I don't know why this has gotten so hard. Multiple moving average. All right, I don't never use this one. Let's hope it's weird. Problem is when I type in moving average, a lot of the time you'll end up getting exponential. Yep, I don't want exponential moving averages. I want regular, slow, boring moving averages to guide me through the chart. There we are. Adjusted. Why are these so ugly? There we go. A little easier to see. Let's take off LuxAlgo. We'll bring that back in just a minute. Down here, our weekly first ever golden cross did complete, and it is still hanging out down in this range. The 200 weekly very slowly moving up. This is my is this year bullish line in the sand. If we trade down and close below the 200 weekly this year, I will say that I think a retest of our bear market lows then becomes more probable. At this point, we're at 43K, the 200 weekly is down at 30, and it is kind of hard pressed for me to even imagine a scenario where that happens at this point. A scenario where we move down to the 200, trade below it, and then find buyers and move back up for a nice wick, very possible. But I'm watching these over time, and this is giving us a nice place, a nice value to say, are we still trending up? Is this bigger trend still happening? And they're down here. As long as we're above them, price is moving up over time. All right, that was all. That was all onto the day. On to the day. Here we are. Not a super sexy daily candle. However, I do see something. We looked at this in the previous streams. We're going to look at it again. It has played out now. Wow, that played out much better than I would have expected, honestly. With our lower highs, with this descending parallel channel breaking to the upside, we speculated that we may get an inverse head and shoulder pattern playing out on the day. We've seen lower time frames paint this. We've seen it lead to some intraday movements to the upside, but now the daily is finally, slowly looking to confirm it. Let's get rid of this. Let's invert it and let's take a peek here. Our neckline, I would likely say this is 43.3. We've had multiple necklines on lower time frames, but this is really painting out kind of perfectly, isn't it? You have your head, you have your right shoulder or left shoulder, right shoulder. There's almost different iterations of this inside of it, fractals, etc. This is looking pretty good. I like this climb. I like it. It's not bad. I think any long position that has been taken, not financial advice is my opinion, any long position that's been taken, honestly, I might look to move the stop to like 41.8, maybe 41.3, depends on your entry, because at this point, you are expecting this pattern to move to the upside and to complete this inverse head and shoulders pattern. That measured move target lines up perfectly with where we would likely be looking. That's what I like about it. Up here, 47-ish, all the way up here, a little higher than people are expecting. I like this number because it is the 1618 extension of our move here, and it lines up perfectly with our daily resistance up here. Our daily closes right at 47,000. I believe this is what we're seeing, and pending whatever happens this weekend, I think we're going to see something like this. I've joined the fray, even though I've been saying it's looking like that since we fell. Up here, we'll see how people feel. Is everyone still looking for this to be a lower high, for the high to be in until the halving? If they are, I'm going to lean more into the side of breaking up and seeing a new higher high this year sooner rather than later. I believe almost no matter what happens in this year, we're going to see a higher high. It might not be until the end of the year. It could be next. It could be this month. We're in February. Hell, it's coming, in my opinion. So this is not looking shabby at all. Let's see. Daily is still weak on Marketcipher B. What about LuxAlgo? By the way, shout out to LuxAlgo. We are so grateful to have them as channel partners. They are the #1 indicator company on TradingView. They have like 500,000 followers on TradingView. It's wild. Check them out. Use my link. Sign up in the video description and in the chat there. Okay. On the day, we were below the resistance band, so LuxAlgo looking roughly in the same range. Honestly, this whole area, in my opinion, could be considered resistance. There's just different types. We do have a nice little void of volume that might lead us up quicker before retracing. Hopefully for the clean setup on the inverse head and shoulders trade, a move up, maybe 45, back to that potential neckline, 43.3. Look for a long position with the stop below 41.8, same number, and basically target 47, maybe higher highs, whatever you think is going to fly, guys. All right. I have alerts set on Bitcoin. I wanted to look at Link for you guys because Link is moving. I'm going to look at Link, and then we're going to jump into the chat, and I'm going to interact with you guys. Just want to get through all the content first. I like to front load the streams with content. It makes them do better. Let's take a peek here. Link BTC. We've been following this because Link USD has been rather boring. It hasn't really been doing a lot of moving. If we go over to the Link USD chart, until today or yesterday, Link had been trading again in a very long sideways range. Very tight, very long, giggity sideways range of like 80 days. Finally, yesterday, it closed its highest candle, it looks like in 2 years, and has continued to follow through today. That's beautiful. I only have one Buzz Killington statement for you guys. This line has been here since December or November, this ascending trend. It's awesome that Link is up here at 19 bucks. But I can see, and I bet a lot of you out there can see it too, this possibility where you get that wick high, maybe move to 20, just above this ascending high trend. And then by the end of the day, you settle back down below it and kind of, maybe you dick around, maybe you retrace again. I'd probably be looking kind of right in the middle of our resistance box here, 16. I think this might be a nice little move if we get it. Let's see how that works. It'd be right around the 0.5618 retracement. Nice. If Link does manage to push through 20 though, if it manages to close, honestly, today above this trend line, we're going to be looking for further upside. This very sad droopy arrow that we drew October of 23, looking for that back test of resistance that Link had been under for 2 years. Maybe gets farther away, or maybe it is off the table. We'll find out. You definitely want to see that move up. You have inefficiency. You can see from all the times we've talked about it on your chart here, roughly to $30. So if you can move past just this area, you're looking at a very nice gain there. You're looking for like 18 to $30. That would be pretty good. If you're feeling FOMO today, remember, FOMO is always the worst idea. Just don't do that. Don't just control your emotions. I know it's not that easy. But if you're feeling FOMO on this today, think you're going to miss out. You might miss out, but that's okay. You got to miss out on some stuff. But what I would do if I were you is, instead of market ordering, right? Because that's what you want to do when you FOMO. It's going up. I got to get in. It's going to go to 1 million. All my friends are going to laugh at me because I didn't buy it. If you're market order right here today, what are you doing? You're market ordering at the highest point in 2 years, 3 years. You're also market ordering right here on this trend line. That is, in my opinion, a really low confidence trade. I would not take that trade. If anything, I might look to short it from, I like 20. It's a good number. But 19 to 20, and just look for that move back down to 17. Instead of market ordering today, maybe market order this weekend, early next week, or limit order, actually, don't ever market order, down at like 16.9. 16.9 down to 16. I think you're going to get a back test at some point. This pattern does look a lot like what it painted over the last 3 years previous, except maybe upside down, actually. I'll show you in just a second what I'm looking at. You got something like this. I guess maybe it's upside down. That wouldn't be great. It's not very flat. Maybe it's a little different. But what I'm referring to, and I'm just noticing this on the chart, so I think it's some good alpha to share, is you had this broadening, descending, whatever you want to call it, wedge, right? We were looking for it to break to the upside. We were steadfast about that. We said all we need when we were digging around in this price range is a higher low. We need to see a test of the high of the range, and at the time that was $9. And then we need to just see price hold on a sell-off. We got that back in August. Moved back up, got another higher low, and that's what brought us to the next level. So I am looking again for Link to make some kind of higher low, make the same pattern, give some kind of nicer entry here, and then move to that $30 mark. I think that is a solid play. I think that's a solid ass play. I think you could do well with that, boys. All right. I think that was it, right? Link. I saw ICP was moving. I put it in the title, but I didn't actually look at it. Is it spicy? It's kind of spicy, though. It's kind of spicy. Let's see. Could be. Man, some charts are really looking interesting. You can kind of feel the month turnover. Like when it moved from January to February, you can kind of see in these charts, a lot of coins and things that were not doing much, low volatility sideways, all of a sudden just found like a new pep in their step. I attribute that to algorithms, some kind of algorithm, trading algorithms that maybe have a maximum for a month. They can only trade this many times or this much quantity, or, they stop trading after a certain amount of loss, etc. And then when the new time period or the new monthly rolls over, those things are kind of reset and they reactivate. And I think that impacts the market. Maybe that's a little tinfoil hat-ish. One thing I didn't look at with Link, and I'm going to look now, and that reminded me, and then we're going to get to the chat, is the monthly. Yeah, the monthly here. Last month's close was meh. Definitely was not suggestive that we would start off the month this way. You can see here, this is where we got this range of resistance. And no surprise, price traded sideways there for 60 days on the month. We have a fair value gap here before falling lower. If you don't know what a fair value gap is, we did publish a video on it. It's very good. I highly recommend you check it out. The link is in the video description, but it's also on the channel page. Check that out after the live. Link really looks like $30. Okay. I'm going to open this window really, really fast. It's right next to me. And then we're going to see who's here in the chat, guys. I'm going to pull it up. I hope everyone says hello, lets us know they're here. Let's see. Did we get any new subscribers. If you're out there and you haven't subscribed yet, tickle my fancy, like Citrus and John Kennedy, who have subscribed. Be like them. It costs you nothing. We're live here, dishing it out. Just trying to help everybody win here. We can win together. All right, let me open this window. See if that's enough. It might not be. All right. Oh, that's freaking chilly. That's chilly. Sun's out. No, sun is not out. It is chilly. Holy crap. We got a lot of viewers. What's going on, fam? What's up, everybody? Shaved chest? No, I don't have any. This is just natural. It's not that hairy. What's up, Hoover family? False flags. How you doing, man? Yeah, I'm real white. It's not exactly sun tanning weather out. Oh, that breeze. Oh, that breeze, bud. Who else is here? I see Chad Haynes, Crypto Poppy. How you doing, bro? Crypto Stevo, Derek Mural, watching both on YouTube and on Facebook. You are the man. How many viewers we have over there, Derek? I saw that you liked it. How many viewers do we have on Facebook? It always blows my mind. What's up, Beer Kier? Vior Reinissen. Who else did I get? David Brum, how you doing, bro? Happy Friday. What's up, Dez? D. Lee Crypto. Essential. I missed someone. Christoph. How you doing, Christoph? D. Lee Essential. Evil Shenanigans. General Anesthetic. Ian Hoseflute. Weird name. I like it. Josh Kennington. JP Frito. Julie. How you doing, Julie? The brain lady. Haven't seen you in a while, darling. I hope you're doing well. Feel free to join us tonight, Julie. We're having a patron night. And you're always invited. What's up, Crunk C? Lion in my pocket. Speaking of in my pocket, my vape was not. Moggy, the beautiful Moggy. Merlin, Mighty, Mr. Toe, Maz Ibram, Music Tags, Philly Skills, Randy Greer, Rigo, Sean Coons, TD Tesla, Terabyte, Hoover family. Getting that magnet. Hell yeah. Enjoy those emojis. The Pickle. Of course, my man. False Flag, Sickle Bear, Tillin McPooch, Tom Iringi. Tom is Trade Intuition. How you doing, bro? Voxy's Token. Vu Lee. You better be joining us tonight. It's mandatory for you, Vu. Let's have some brews and talk. Zigzag, Monkey, and everyone else. All flags burn. Everyone that I missed. What's good? What's in the pockets? I don't know. What's up, Evade? You're gonna blaze it. Watch Fire TA. Bitcoin 52 someday. Someday it will. What's up, NBF Forum? Is it February already? I know it's already February. Real quick note before we jump back into the charts here. My car went in for inspection yesterday, and the catalytic converter is done. So I'm searching for a piece of shit car to replace my car. That is my fun little homework assignment the universe sent me yesterday. It was a great way to wake up. Coins Chick, how you doing, darling? I heard Coins Chick might go on Blockchain Basement. I don't know. What's up, Moz, Merlin? What up, bro? Roll them if you got them. That's right, boys. LTC, BTC. I haven't gotten any alerts. Is anything moving? Kai is here, the beautiful Kai from Femex. Speaking of which, it's always good. She always reminds me just by popping in. Sign up with Femex. The link is in the live chat in the video description below. They're our sponsor. My #1 crypto exchange. Love those guys. Love you, Kai. What kind of car do I have? None now, Christoph. You just got snubbed? You didn't get snubbed. What's up, Muzz G? Jamie. Cryptonautic. How you doing, Angel? Dougie. Brandon E. Early spring. It does. I actually said that. I took Professor Beans out this morning. It does feel like spring. Like it's cold out, but it's humid and the grass is green again. And I don't know, man. What's going on? What's happening in this world? We don't know. I have no idea. Real quick, I noticed this earlier and I did not bring it up yet. On really low time frames on Coinbase, so on the 5 minute, 1 minute, we have this kind of crazy wick here. This kind of crazy wick. Interesting. When I see a wick like this, typically I will look for price to reach up to that wick again to make some kind of move like that. This shows us that there was some pretty energetic buying on this candle. Actually, let's look at volume real quick. There should be big volume. If not, that's a scam candle. There it is. Big volume. And it's not even at 2000 UTC. Weird. Not even at 2000 UTC. It's actually at exactly 1500 UTC. Weird. Every day that the ETFs have traded on traditional market days, we have seen Coinbase have a volume spike at 20 UTC. I've been struggling to explain it. You guys, I mean, we all have our theories, but we don't exactly know why. It doesn't seem to actually move price, yet it's counted in volume. You can see it on volume profile, but you see this big volume come in like the last minute, and it's just odd. So it's even weirder to see that here at 1500, and it kind of leaves you to wonder, are we going to see it again at 2000 like today? Are we going to have 2 volume hits? We'll find out. LuxAlgo, look at LuxAlgo down here, sniping that wick. 2 candles before that wick went long. Beautiful. Close the long, now in a short. We're still above support, but not quite there yet. I don't hate this, especially going into Friday. I like this setup potentially. What you get here when you get these moves up is longs FOMO in and then just instantly shut down. So what happened? You basically just cleared leverage in this whole area, in this $1,000 range. And so if market makers want to push the price up again, they encounter much less resistance, much less selling, and it makes it more efficient or easier to push the price higher. I have been curious with ETF settlement and stuff. So they have to settle. They have to settle the spot volumes every day. Maybe one of you guys has the answer. Is that a continuous thing? Like, so let's say, you know, they trade for 8 hours or something. Are they buying it every single order? Is it in batches, or is it one kind of settlement a day or a week, or I don't even know. I guess it's by day. And what's interesting is I would imagine if that's true, if there's like a time of settlement, that market makers and OTC desks, wouldn't you want to push the price up? Like if you knew, okay, in 1 hour, some, you know, BlackRock ETFs, they're going to buy OTC like $1 billion, right? Might not sound like a lot, but if you can move price up 1% right before there, even if it just drops down after, they're settling 1% higher. And over $1 billion, that's huge. It's massive. Don't know. I'm surprised we haven't seen price action like that. Basically, you know, that's the bullish version, but also the bearish version, where perhaps ETFs, knowing when their settlement is, could go to Coinbase and market sell, push the price down, buy it lower, let it bounce back up. I don't know. Kind of tinfoil hatty. Just some thoughts. T+2. What's that, Robert? Anyone know when non-farm payroll numbers come out today? Digital asset degen. I'm sure we could find that. Positive we could find that. Let's take a peek. It's good info. It's good info. Non-farm payrolls. This is too much. I got to filter real quick. Make sure you guys are hitting them likes and subscribe buttons. Let's get these numbers up. Let's get the Friday hype moving. I know not a lot is happening, but if we all pray and if we all send prayers and good energy, maybe the spice gods will come to us. All right, so here's the numbers. It looks like it came out at 8:30 this morning. The actual 353,000, forecasted 187. So what's interesting to me here is that previous is matching actual, meaning that the rate of change isn't the big thing here. It's the forecast. The forecast was grossly under. Actually, it was only 50% of the actual. That's a big miss. That's a big forecast miss. Average hourly earnings month over month actually went up. That's probably not great for inflation numbers either. And unemployment rate, forecasted unemployment a little bit lower. This is the exact opposite. This is the exact opposite of what Chair Powell and the Fed are looking for. That is not that's not great. This is definitely going to impact the probability of seeing a interest rate slash in March. Big time. It's over 9,000. It's over 9. It's been a while since it's been over 9,000. Yeah, we can see the probabilities market here for the next FOMC in March. This was 50-50 when we looked at it on Wednesday. Now 20% at 5 to 2.5 and 80% at 5.25 to 5.5. So that is down. That is down in half from yesterday. And more than half from the previous week. Yeah, from Wednesday. Interesting. Interesting and not the greatest stuff. Let me see. Who's over 9,000? The Hoover family. Wait. I just heard that go off, yet I have no notification. Who was it? Who was it? I'm so confused. Did it say? Did it have a name? Soft landing not going to happen does not look as likely now. But remember, just as yesterday, we didn't have this data and that seems to have shaken things up. We can have new data on, Monday. We have new data in February, in March. We can have just as big or even bigger mix-ups between now and March. And that's, honestly, it's the only thing I'd bet on, is that we will. So who knows? Pump. We gonna moon ChainLink. Yeah, we looked at ChainLink. We did. I should just leave it up while I rant so people don't come in and say, ChainLink, look at ChainLink. There you go. Let's get rid of that. There it is. There she blows. Giggity. Right at the top. Right at a new high. Right at our ascending trend. Right at the cusp of a move to $30. I mean, 130. I mean, you get that eventually. I'm looking for 31st. Average hourly numbers went up, but hours worked weekly went down. That is some confusing stuff. What do you think that means, Brian? That's some confusing metric. What's up, Cryptomania? Link, there it is. Anyone else fight the urge to click skip ad? Hope you're not getting too many ads. I have very little control over it. It's either it has no ads ever or it has whatever amount of ads YouTube wants to put in. I do tell YouTube to do it as little as possible. You know what? Maybe. There we go. Let me see. Let me see if I can take them off. I don't want you guys getting too many ads. I hate ads. I hate it. I don't make money from this, but I hate it. YouTube Premium is like actually worth it. I am so goddamn sick of every streaming service I pay for having 6 ads in a 21-minute video. It's like, I pay for this service. Why am I getting so many ads? And they're like 2-minute ads. I'm losing my shit. I'm honestly losing my shit. That's actually why I'm like not shilling YouTube Premium, because it is a premium service where you don't get ads, and that seems like wildly rare. If you watch YouTube a lot, it's worth it, right? Do you though? Do you? I understand if you don't want to send YouTube $1. I won't judge you for that. Pop out chat. Damn, it says we have 2,000 viewers. Do you guess we have 2,000 viewers? All 2,000 of you say something in chat right now so we know it's real. Ram Raja. Dot. I haven't pulled up Dot in a while. We could pull it up while we shoot the shit here. Pickle Rick. Pickle Rick. Dot's not looking too bad. There it is. See? There we are. You're all real. Nice. Can you look at my super chat? I'm sorry, Hoover family. These things have been so odd. Look, I don't have it. This is like the alert list, right? It doesn't show it. I don't know what's going on here. Let me see if I can see it through YouTube. Viewer activity. What is my opinion on SHIDO and ZETA? My opinion is I've never heard of either of those. Never heard of either of them. What is it? SHIDO or SHIDO old. 1.6 million, 24-hour trading volume, $77 million market cap. That's very small. It started trading a few months ago. Looking at this chart right here, without knowing anything about it, you do have some kind of base, some kind of launch. You have a high, a higher low, a high, potentially another higher low here. On the 30th, into January or into February. This looks all right. It looks like it wants to probably go back to this 1 cent mark, I would say. But there's not gonna be a lot on it, my friend. Actually, what is this? What is this alert? This is one reason I also love CoinGecko. Is you'll look something up and you'll be like, this is odd. But then you'll get these little alerts, and they're usually really good info. Like, this contract isn't secure or something. SHIDO recently migrated from their old BSC to ETH contracts. Yeah, nah, that's not interesting to me. Yeah, what was it? ZETA. I hear new stuff every single day, and I haven't heard of either of these. That says something. ZETA has traded all of 24 hours. This market cap is baloney. I don't trust this. I don't know what it is, but this is baloney. Coinbase creators of basic attention token. Weird. This one I might pull up a chart for if it exists. Let's see. On Bybit, it started trading at 15 cents. It went to $2. It didn't immediately tank, so that's all right. Did break your listing high. That's always a good sign. Yeah, we don't have chart history for this, so you really can't get any good analysis, unfortunately. The only real things we can do here is look at, all right, well, the listing day high was at 183. We have broken that, it looks like, in February. Trading here now does seem to be finding resistance at that $1.83 mark. If you break through, if you get another leg up, probably looking up here. Using our retracement tool, we can get 345 as a nice little number, and let's call it $5. Both solid profit taking targets if you're in a position. Currently trading at 174. Those are like a 2x and like a 3.5x, something like that. But we're just not gonna be able to do anything else with it. Like, this looks good, right? This looks good, but this is also just a few hourly candles. There's not enough to go on. The thing that like is kind of bullshit to me is this is almost $500 million market cap. I don't know, bud. I don't know. The circulating supply, there's only like 10% of the circulating supply out. Yeah, it's just red flags for me. Red flags. If you fail to break your high, we can also do this. If you fail to break your high, obviously, I'd be looking here at where the first day settled up, or whatever this is, first hour, about 80 cents, and then you can just take your retracement levels below that. There you go. That's all we can do for now. If I have an alert left, which might be rare, I can set an alert. There it is. Ta-da! There we are. Done. Done and done. What's up, David? What's up, my guy? You got a raise last week. Who got a raise? Who got a raise in the last, like, 6 months? Anybody? Curious. What's my opinion on crypto underground, Rodden? What is crypto underground? I know what weather underground is. Underground. Are they a creator? I don't really see much on YouTube. I typed in crypto underground on Google and found one Twitter account with like 800 followers. I don't know if that's like anything. Jamin Ahmed and Brom Stin. Nice. Liking, watching over on Facebook. I love it. And here we go. Finally, it updated. We do have a new patron, and that's A-Sooths. They're going to be joining us tonight for our patron night. Tune in for some exclusive trading. Just like A-Sooths, you can still sign up and join us. It's a good time. It's a very good time. You refuse to pay YouTube? That's fine. I mean, I totally understand that. I use YouTube too much not to. I would go nuts. I'll go nuts. It's real, baby. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? What's up, Brian Brennan? Tring Tech, how you doing? Thoughts on Retech? I don't. What does that do? PYTH and hello. I haven't checked in on PYTH in a while, and it's still on CoinGecko trending, so we can pull that up. What's up, Mike Oxford? How you doing? Frosted Flake, there you are. Musta Benel. If you're watching on Twitter or maybe Instagram or Facebook or wherever, Twitch, you can join us on youtube.com/TomCrown on the main channel. Join the fam. We got tons and tons of viewers tuning in on a Friday. I love it. We are live at 12. We're probably going to continue to go live at 12. I'll be honest with the chat. The reason that I've chosen 12 now is because a certain big live streamer recently said they're no longer going to be live streaming, and that opens up this time slot. The hours of like 11 to 1 are really contested, but we're going to be going live at noon into the indefinite future, so tune in. Monday, Wednesday, Friday at the least. What's up, weaponized FOMO? Just FOMO? FOMO, nice. Nice. What did I miss? Hit the like button now, gang. That's right, Andre. Thank you, my friend. The top G stands for crypto, Aria's world. Oh, Lord. Don't get me started on the take. Don't get me started. What's up, always hard? Coxaras. Watcher number 1. What's that mean, Evade? Good to have you here. What's up, Corey Phelps, Justin King, killing it on views. I don't know. Maybe I don't know what's happening. We're live at noon. Ben Armstrong isn't live. Maybe he is. He said he wouldn't be. So a little less competition here. So maybe this is our new time, our new home. I don't mind it. Just not a morning person. What's up, CY? Sketch Cringe Sus. What are you referring to? Nvidia. Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Powell. I actually had Nvidia in my brainstorming and I kind of forgot about it. I know they hit a new high again. No surprise really to anyone. Nvidia opening February strong. Looks like already traded up to 665. We have had the exact same analysis and target for almost a year now. Oh shit. Almost a year now. Using our crypto analysis. This is how we typically, or I typically, approach coins and projects that have broken their all-time highs and are in price exploration or discovery. I always approach them this way, and we applied this to Nvidia. Basically taking the previous all-time high down to 108 or the swing low in October of 22. We just look for the 1618. No, we look for the 1618, and that's at $712, or potentially in the incredibly bullish scenario, we look for the measured move, and that would be sitting at just over $1,100. Wow. Literally, as Nvidia broke its previous high in May of last year, we had this target of 712. It's aged pretty well. Oh, damn, almost 100%. I didn't even know that. Aged pretty well, but that's what I'm looking for. Not looking for anything else. I don't see, unless there's some kind of black swan or maybe a chip thing, some big chip, I don't know, legislation or something. I don't see Nvidia not going to 712. It is ripping. I put my alert back on. What's PYTH doing? PYTH. Ron, what was Crypto Underground? Did you ever reply? I couldn't figure it out. Voxel has rugged twice already. I mean, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me, I think. Interestingly, PYTH, this looks a lot like some of the charts we just looked at. Weirdly. Yeah. Looking at like ZETA here. Of course, this is on the hour. PYTH being on the day. This is much more time. But kind of similar price action. Huge listing buff. Listing sells off a little bit. The difference obviously is ZETA's broken this high, but we're seeing a lot of, I don't know what to call this, like telephone pole price action, right? Wick and then a bleed up. And that's what we're seeing pretty much on PYTH. Obviously a little different here, hasn't broken its high, but let's take a peek at how this might look. Take a peek. I'm moving these fibs back over. I didn't know this. I've been using TradingView forever, years and years and years, tens of thousands of hours. And I was yesterday years old when I learned that on the fib retracement tool, you can come down here to labels and you can move them from the left side to the right side, which actually comes in handy more than you'd expect. PYTH chart, something that stands out that I'm not a huge lover of right away here at 51 cents. We're just going to call it 50. We always round to the psychological numbers because that's how we operate as humans. Down exactly at this 50 cents level, we have our 618 retracement. Now today's candle moved us higher all the way to 70, but you can already see potentially some of that selling pressure coming in. PYTH really, in my opinion, needs to look to break 60, close the daily, preferably the weekly above 50 cents, and then it can move back to that all-time high, sitting at 87 cents. It can look to make that climb here. If it breaks, we get our moon math out. We use our fib tool, $2.10, $3.63. There you are. Boom. PYTH in a nutshell, man. In a nutshell. I didn't look at the diagram, but it's as relevant as it's ever been here. Since Bitcoin moved to the 50 daily, it has been hella stressful. It does not seem to, it's not giving us a move that's super comfortable here. What catches my eye would be the interaction of price at the 50. It's this black moving average of the 50 daily. The interaction of price here, you can see price pierces through it, kind of fake breaks, it really trades sideways, but gives you multiple breaks and retests of that moving average. It's interesting. We hit the 100, bounced, found support as expected. We were worried the 50 would reject here and we moved down. We didn't yet, But what's interesting is we're seeing almost that exact same price action on both sides of this, which is also pretty cool because if you weren't here earlier, we're looking for an inverse head and shoulders to play out on the daily time frame and to get kind of this consolidation at the 52 times. It's very symmetrical, unexpected. But you can see we're still in danger. We're not out of danger zone yet. We are directly below the channel. I'm not comfortable there. The only thing that's keeping my current bullishness as bullish as it is, keeping the fires running, is that even though we're underneath the channel, we are above the 50. That's at 42.8. Closing below again is going to be a bad look. That will, in my opinion, signal a retest of the 100 again. And honestly, let's look at this. We do have an open fair value gap down here on the day, 42K exactly. Over the weekend, if we do see selling, if we see kind of low momentum selling, I would expect to see that. Test of 42, a bounce. Maybe you only make it back to the 50. So maybe this trade could be taken. There it is. Something like that. That's still a 2.6 to 1. You can probably do better. Looking to stop out just below the lows, but entering that long at the daily inefficiency, at this FVG, etc. We are really in a tight spot. We're really in a tight spot. I can't wait for this price to resolve. Like at this point, I don't care if it does either of these. I just want it to do one of them. So I'm not sitting here kind of anxiously at the edge of my seat, waiting for the move all day, every day. That's where I'm at. Can I look at OG Project Horizon? Okay. Is that Zen? We can look at Zen. Is that Horizon? Yes. ZETA's blowing up. It's blowing up. Well, not yet. We'll see. The alert's set. We'll know if it happens live. Zen. I haven't heard this name in a while. Should probably pull up Soul as well. There it is. It's Vox Soul. I couldn't find it the other day, dude. Couldn't find it. I typed in Vox, it didn't work. Let me pull up Soul. Look at Zen. Yep, this does not look. It doesn't. Oh man, Zen. This is just every 2017-ish or whatever coin ever, isn't it? Isn't it? Oh my, this doesn't look like it's in play anymore. Order block. Gotta update this chart. Been many a year, it seems. Okay. That's a clearer chart. I do see I noted the inefficiency here. Still there on Zen from 19 to 50. You have lower highs. It's not the best pattern, unfortunately. You got lower highs coming in. It does look like you filled here. I could definitely see a retest of $12 on Zen. If it follows the rest of the market, we'd probably be looking closer to 19. Like closer to 19. Look at Solana quick for y'all. I know you're Solana crazed. Solana actually diverging from Bitcoin here on the monthly close for January, closing with a red candle. Bitcoin, if you remember from the beginning of the episode, we went over the important stuff. Go watch it after the live. Closing green. So kind of diverging there. But what this does set up Solana with on the monthly, it's already been tested. Never mind. It's not really important. I was going to say, if it hasn't tested the monthly open of January at 101.6, then it's very likely to go there. It already did that. We've already gotten that out of the way in February. Below us, our February open, $97. So we have our range here very tight, incredibly tight, maybe a 3, 4, 5% range, 97 to 101. And really until then, I would kind of just expect to see lower highs and higher lows flagging out and kind of building up momentum for the next move, whether it's to the upside or downside. This voxels. Well, this is all from last time that I checked this for you, Voxy. I spoil you, man. Checking this. I don't know if I've ever heard anyone else ask for it. It is on Coinbase though, so I'm surprised no one else has asked for it. Didn't notice that. Label, there it is. Let's see. And the last time we looked at it, I was looking for actually a lower entry. Using the fib retracement here, was looking down at 10 cents, man. That is so good too. Not only is it your measured move from up here, it's 10 cents, which is like the ultimate psychological value. I was looking for a long, which did not fill. It looks like it said no thank you. 12 cents at the low. It did come up and it's tested and rejected, unfortunately, from this resistance, from our efficiency on the weekly here. That zone 23.6 to 28.3. This rejection does look pretty ugly. Not going to lie. It looks pretty ugly. However, there might be hope. There could be hope. Down here, 17.5, 17.5. Might be able to make a trade here. Targeting that weekly order block as support. Betting, okay, if it does hit, I'll look to long it and get out of that long under the wick of the order block. We can set it up here. If we get a higher low, yeah, we can aim higher. That'll give us a 3-to-1. Perfect. So not financial advice, but potentially trade idea. 17.5 entry, third, let's say 14 stop and 28 TP. I think that could play. I'd feel way better at 10 cents, honestly, but it is what it is. There's Voxy just for you, my friend. You know, I just remembered something. I have a developer who just finished, actually, a bot for our Discord. You should get in the Discord. You should join us. You'll get free sats. You'll get updates. You'll be part of the community. You'll never have to worry about YouTube randomly shadow banning us and you're not knowing when we go live. But on top of that, so I have this bot. It's just completed. I haven't really launched it, but we did just test it. It works. And here's what we're going to do. If you guys sign up with Femex or at this moment Fairdesk, so if you've signed up with really our sponsors in the past, under my link, the bot will be in the Discord. We'll probably launch that next week. And you can enter your user ID. And if you enter it to the bot, it will check to see if you have an account registered under me and if you have a deposit in the account of like $100 or something. And if you do, it will give you a role in the Discord. It will give you access to some trading rooms that other people don't have. And there are going to be live trades. There are going to be trade ideas posted there daily. Just trying to add a little value because people say, well, you know, I trade crypto. You know, I use these platforms, but you know, why should I sign up with your link? And it's like, well, my link, you get a bunch of bonuses. You can get discounts on fees and things, but it isn't anything that others can't offer, right? If only it was. But through this bot, I'm going to be offering more value. So I hope that's incentive to use my links for the things that you're already using anyway, or already going to use. That being said, sign up with the Femex with my link, or Fairdesk. The link is in the Discord. Actually, I'll put it in the chat. I haven't put in Fairdesk in a while. That might not work. It might work. Yeah, there you go. What do you guys think about that? I think it's pretty cool. Damn, Nvidia, are you going to like 700 today, bro? Where are you going? Holy shit. I didn't really look at DOT, but we're going to. I don't love this setup. This reminds me here of Atom. Oh, Atom, not Adam, Atom. Kind of reminds me of Atom. Let's take a peek at these similarities. There we are. Let's see, something like this. Yeah, like that. We'll do it like that. So I can see that, yeah, these are as similar as I kind of eyeballed when I opened this. And what we can see that is not super comfortable is something that's familiar on a few charts lately. Ethereum, we'll have to look at Ethereum after this too. But basically a chart finding support at the same value over and over and over again. Dots, it seems to be about 650. That broke and you fell to what looks like a monthly support at 630. That did hold price for now, but you still have a lower high. Atom kind of reflecting kind of the same thing here, right? What I don't like is it starts to look a lot like Head and Shoulders-y. It starts to look like a flat bottom, etc. You guys know I've cautioned you about this, I believe over this chart specifically over the last few weeks, multiple times. I don't love the setup. If I was going to trade DOT, I probably would look for 630 here. 630, we already tested it. You're hoping for that higher low. Usually I would look for 576, but at this point, I feel if that happens, you're probably going lower. You're probably going to come paint a neckline down here at 480. But I think there could be a trade from 633 back to 8, which is basically where you found resistance. So let's throw a trade up. Let's see what that might look like. There it is. Something like that. Yeah, not bad. It's worrying. It is worrying. If you're in this coin, you got to pay attention to what's happening. The structure of this market, of this chart, can change very quickly. It's in Payroll, or it's caution. It's not doomed, but it's like caution. Pay attention. Things can get kind of ugly there. They can get ugly. Link retreating, kind of as we said. Let's look back really quick here. Let's look back. Whoa. That is an old short. I don't even know if I placed that one. Either way, when we looked at Link, it was at just about 19 bucks, if maybe 30 minutes ago, and I said I would not look to long, but I might look to short it back down to about $17 here, and it does kind of look like that might have been the play. Link not dying, not dumping, but finding profit taking at this line, kind of as we expected, moving back down. If it can hold 1775 here, nothing really has happened. If we see it trade back lower to that 1690, maybe there's an entry. Maybe. But I like that precision. I like that response. Man, my chat's so frozen. ETC will pay GPU miners soon. You know, I kind of wondered that. You know, there's like ETH proof of work, but then there's ETC, and that is just ETH proof of work. Kind of weird. I wonder how that proof of work ETH like is doing. The ETH proof of work ETH. Dude, I hate these names. They're so fucking confusing. They're so fucking confusing. This is. There we are. Our Ethereum long still hanging out. 2222 playing at the moment. We do have higher lows. We did move up to 2350. Found sellers. Back testing what looks like some resistance here, support, hopefully settling up above 22.8 today, and I'm still looking for 24.70. Really, even if ETH is going to shit the bed, like I think we're still moving to fill this inefficiency on that dump. ETC, I placed a trade on this many streams ago, and nothing really has happened. It's still chilling just at the entry. Can't complain. That doesn't look bad. You had resistance built. You stopped longs out, you stopped shorts out, you've hit that resistance, tested it as support, and you've held it for now. UTC looks all right. It looks all right. It's not my most exciting chart, but it looks all right. It's not bad. Why is your realized P&L rising positive slowly and moving from negative? Well, son, you might be winning. You might not be familiar with winning, but that's what winning looks like. What's up, Live Life Free? How you doing, man? Tubi, when? Looking at WEN. I don't know if we could find a chart for this the other day. I still don't know if we can find a chart for this. I am curious. It's 1:08. Okay, we've been live an hour. We got our patron night at 8, so 7 hours from now. Here's the issue. We looked at when, or we tried. Maybe this is it. And we couldn't find the data. But maybe now we have it. Wow, is this it? Let me check. What's it trading at? What's it trading at? When? 0.55. Yep, this is it. This is it. Let's take a peek. No chart data, so just like other charts that we've said that about today, we don't have much to go on. There we go. We have our highest daily close. We have our highest wick. We do have a little daily order block of resistance above us. That's not great. Let's check where the month wrapped up. Right there at the order block. Not the best sign. Not the best sign. Not gonna lie. We're not really gonna be able to do much else because we don't have any data. That's okay though. RSI is looking a little better than it was. I don't know if I'm ready to say reversal, but you can see RSI, at least on this 5-minute time frame, is being a little more reluctant to move into oversold, and that is what you want to see. That is what you want to see if you're looking for an upside reversal here. If it doesn't, if we don't reverse, maybe we can find some dubious speculations at what price we might look for. So using our fib tool, we see that price has, God, if you don't think fibs work, whatever that means, just get out of trading. You're just getting crazy, dude. The 1618, the same thing we do with everything. Right here, we have already tested it. There may be another entry on it. I wouldn't doubt it. 0.0005. I don't know. I'd probably play it like that or something. I don't have really high confidence in this trade. because we don't have any data. But I'm just like Chirpow, man. I don't got the data. I think there is a better play. There is potentially a better play, a more patient play, a more confident play down at 40383. That's the measured move target. You can see price already interacting with the 1618. If it comes down here, I think that there's going to be probably a play all the way up to 800 to this order block that we saw on the day, which is surprising it has one. Play it like that. That's a 17 to 1. You can make the stop a little bigger. There you go. 10 to 1. We did it. We finally charted when. When did we do it? Right now. By the way, on patron nights, if you're a patron, you join us. There's still time to sign up, but you can request any charts. We go through a bunch of altcoins. We'll go through the micro caps that I won't do on stream because I have moral dilemmas with doing so with really small market caps. Good stuff. Good effing stuff. Did I miss anything? Other than all the viewers, all the beautiful viewers? I love them so much. I love every single one of you guys. You know, actually, I have an idea. Is anyone out of the 2,000 people here, so this is kind of a rhetorical question, but it's not. I want you to answer. Is anybody here for the first time on this stream? We're not usually live at 12. If you were here for the first time, you've never seen it, and you've tuned in and you said, why the hell is this guy wearing sunglasses? He's wearing like a tank top. Like, what is this? Let me know. Can you just say something in the chat? You say hi. What would be really useful is to know how you found the stream. Was it recommended to you by YouTube? Was it on your homepage? Did it show up in search? It's all really valuable info for me. If you could take a second and share that, I would love it. And I would love to welcome you to our channel, say hello, shout you out, etc. etc. Let's get this treadmill on a little bit. I need to do a little moving. XRP's gonna do the ripping. And let's see, have I lost money on my XRP buy? Let's see. First time from Jason Casper stream. Love Jason Casper, dude. Casper is like I should start just telling people we're related. Casper is like my brother from another mother, man. Love Casper. Love him. This is similar content, for sure. A little different, but similar. I like to think that I inspired Jason Casper a little bit in his YouTube career. I love that dude. Welcome, fam. First time, Maz Hafiz. Welcome, dude. You're here, Rohit Raz. I love Blue Raz, so I love Rohit Raz too. The dev behind DBI. Different dev. Love that dev too. Your first time, Rotten? Did you ever say, Rotten? I didn't follow. Like, I never got the reply. You might have typed it twice now. What was Crypto Underground? Danius. You're new? Hell yeah, brother. Welcome on a Friday. What's up, Jason Bird, for the first time? Yes, you, Dez. Welcome, Dez. Welcome, my friend. Who else? Quite a few. C6 Surf from Jason Casper. Right on, bro. Right on. Love Casper. The infamous sunglasses. You know what the sunglasses really are, guys, at the end of the day? You know, yeah, they protect you from my laser eyes, you know? They're for your protection. The sun never sets on a badass. Future's bright. But at the end of the day, really what they are is it just gives people who randomly see our channel something to hate. Because we don't really have anything else to hate. I think I'm a pretty unhateable guy. I don't really say things. Don't start drama. I don't get super controversial. I don't talk about politics. At the end of the day, it just gives people something to hate. And apparently in 2024, that's like a valuable element to media. It's weird, but it works. Coins Chick is new. Wow. I'm not going to tell the other Coins Chick. No, you are looking very smart. Okay, cool. Thank you, Van. Thank you, Ran. Appreciate it, dude. Do bonk. Pull up bonk. I will admit, because unlike many channels, I don't hide losses here. I did buy XRP. I told everybody. I haven't bought it since 2017. I bought some. I am now underwater on that. The position is in red. I want to say it was a spot position. I want to say like 0.5%. Literally just not an amount that I even care about. I don't even care that I'm even like think about. Let's see. I know I bought it. It's like 50 and some change, like right about here. 0.6% down. It was only $1,000 position, so down like, I don't know, like $6. Life will go on. XRP is a little not so nice here. Not what I was hoping. That touch to 48.7 is holding as support now, but you got to see this get back up. We need to see XRP retest 55 cents. If it breaks through 48, my position may be in jeopardy. We may see a move all the way down to 42, and Lord knows after that, honestly. BONK is bonking. BONK is bonking. I can't remember if I posted this if I did this in a stream or if I posted this to the patrons. Can't remember. But I'm still looking for this on BONK. BONK had a beautiful run. I made a ton of money. I don't know how I seem to catch the memes. You guys ever notice that? I wouldn't be surprised if some of you were like, Tom's full of shit. He doesn't really do that. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if people didn't believe it. I somehow manage to catch every meme pump. Pepe pwned it. BONK pwned it. Doge, I pwned it the hardest. Nobody pwned Doge harder than I did. Yet I'm like the least meme degen trader. I don't know. I think it's luck, honestly. Also, I spend a lot of time in the space. I kind of notice when things are heating up. But I'm still of the same opinion here on BONK. This looks like absolute trash at the moment. BONK, little bit of price efficiency over your previous all-time high. You moved to exactly where we would expect, the 1618. You found sellers. They brought it right back down to that efficiency. Not a problem in and of itself. Only until you painted a lower high did this become a problem. Retesting that same level, this quickly shifted from bullish to bearish. What's going on here? Well, you have a flat bottom. I have the BONK chart multiplied by a bunch, so it's not like 10 zeros or whatever, but it is still the same chart. So at 10.5, so what it really is like 0.000000105 or whatever. Anyway, at 10.5, you have found support 1, 2, 3, 4 times. Each time you are weakening that support. It becomes less and less. Your highs are coming down, meaning sellers are coming in, and not even just coming in pushing price. They're coming in earlier. They're kind of fleeing the asset in a sense. I call this a flat bottom triangle. It is my least favorite pattern in crypto because I like bullish patterns. I don't like bearish patterns. Bear's no fun. Bear's lame. I don't like being bearish. I don't like this. So what I would be looking for, and what I am looking for still is, honestly, this is like a 50% move to the downside. There are no guarantees. No one knows the future. But this is what I see on the chart. I've been wrong in the past. I don't pretend I'm always right. Previous all-time high, measured move, not measured move, 1618 extension. Then what? Back to the previous all-time high. This was resistance. Coming on down, tested as support. This would be an awesome place for a long, potentially for the right trader, for the right patient trader. You can even see over here, we tried to take a little short ski. Okay, yeah, there's a lot of positions here. So a little bit of long playing that dangerous game here. I think we got skunked though. We didn't get the high we wanted. Playing that dangerous game, looking to enter a short, so close the long, enter short, and looking for this play. That would be amazing if it played out. That's a lot of moves in advance. None of them may happen. We've seen this happen, just break out of this bearish formation. For example, TRX did this over the last year or so, painted this same pattern, broke out. Hope isn't lost, but this is the exact opposite of what I prefer to see when I'm bullish on something. This is not a great look. And I don't even have an alert to let me know when it's happening. Don't even have it. And I don't have any more alerts. Trading View every time. Oh my God. Oh my God. What kind of treadmill do I have lying in my pocket? It's actually a walking pad. It's by Else Luck. It's all right. It does the thing it's supposed to do. Hello, maybe. What's up, the Big Matthew? Finding from Casper. Love him. Shout out to Jason Casper, guys. You know what? There's so many viewers here from Casper. I don't know if he's here. I didn't see him put a message in the chat. I don't know. But let's shout him out. Love this dude. Jason, one of the few good people out there. I can count on one hand the amount of crypto influencers that do what we do, that are on the same level. And I don't even just mean the trading and the analysis, which he is, and that's super rare. I don't really say that about most people. But also the morals, doesn't chill, doesn't accept money. He's probably passed on millions of dollars as well. Millions of dollars from shady, scammy things to scam his viewers. And just like us, he doesn't make his viewers the product. I wish there were more comments. So shout out to Jason Casper, dude. You are, he knows, but you are in the Tom Crown list of approved good people in the space. I love you, brother. Love you. All right. We've been live an hour and 20. Let me see. Was there any more new? Did I miss anybody? Bonk look very hoot. It's your first time, Tito? All right. New here. Bloke in the showers told you about me, scam Wankman Fried. Well, Sam, ooh. I'd say don't drop the soap, but something tells me that Sam Bankman-Fried wants to drop the soap in jail. You know, they always say don't drop the soap, but they never take into account what if that's what he wants. Yeah, you don't know. You don't know. I don't know. Cool stream so far. Love the vape. Thanks, Maz. Not really a big part of the content, but from time to time. I try not to vape while I'm live. Why don't people just buy coins that can stay? That way, you're making money while sitting on it. Oh, that can stake, says Mr. Investor. I'm going to guess you're new here as well, Mr. Investor. That's cool. Welcome all the new people. Love it. In fact, there's nothing I love more than to see new people joining us every day. Here's my thoughts on staking. Staking is not profit. I'm going to blow your mind here. Staking is not profit. You can profit with things that are staked. You can profit. But staking itself is not profit. Why is that? Let's make a really simple example, okay? Magic Tom coin, okay? Magic Tom coin has 100 coins, and every year, everyone who has a coin gains 1% of what they have extra, right? So staking, you're getting 1% APY. At year 2, what do we have? We have 101 coins now, right? 101 coins. We made one more new one. Everyone's gotten whatever. There's no profit generated there. That's not profit. What that is actually staking is a punishment for people who don't stake the coin. Sounds weird, but if you don't stake your coin and it's stakeable, what you're really doing is you're just losing to inflation. You're losing to the supply expanding. If you stake your coin, you're just keeping up with it, assuming you get the same percent as the inflation, right? If it's 1%, you're getting 1%. You're just keeping up. You're not actually profiting. You can say, well, I could sell that extra coin. I still have the same amount of coins. I can't argue there. Nothing to say against that. You're right. But think about it. You just have more coins and you have the same market cap. The market cap is not going to go up because people got more coins for free, right? There's a cost. A lot of costs in crypto are very hidden, are very shadowed and not very apparent because people say, oh, you'll get APY, you get this. Guys, one of the biggest like new investor traps is that mindset. I'm not coming after you, Mr. Investor. This is like well beyond just you saying it. They're like, okay, well, if I get 100% APY on my coin, right? So I double it by next year. If the price doubles, then blah, blah. They do this like exponential math. But if you go into the history of coins that are staking, especially, it'll be very visible on very high APY things. So like specifically even like 1,000,000% APY coins. And you can say, duh, of course those are, worthless over time. Right? That makes sense. It's the same mechanism for everything that's staked. It's just a slower process. So if it's 1%, it's 1,000,000 times slower than the 1,000,000%. But you're not no value is being created. No, like people, if anything, are taking value out because of that mindset of I got extra, I can sell it, right? It is what it is. Just be careful because I've seen people do that math and I've seen them get really excited and good, like when people get excited about crypto. But then I've seen time pass and that math never adds up. The math that they did, it never ends up that way. There are more favorable outcomes and less favorable ones, but time will tell. Time will tell. I'm not sure we've had enough sample size to really crack this down, but my hunch has always been if you get free supply, that is just selling pressure. It is pressure that you have no cost basis, you have no connection with it, you don't have to profit, you can sell it at any price. And so proof of stake is the reason I don't really like it. I mean, I stake some coins and stuff, but the reason I don't like it is I see it as a value bleed. It's a bleed of value in many ways. When you go to proof of work, and there used to be lots of chains that are proof of work, but I guess Bitcoin now and Litecoin are like it. Those coins are being paid for, that inflation. You're not getting it. So we are eating inflation a little bit on Bitcoin, right? But that's a very low number. Very low number. But those coins are paid for by mining. So those miners have put in investment through hardware, infrastructure, and energy. They have a cost. They can't sell that coin at any price. They need to cover those costs. It's like when you add new coins to the supply, if someone isn't paying for them off the bat, they're bleeding value from it. That's my opinion. Doesn't mean don't stake stuff. Doesn't mean you can't make lots of money. Staking things over time that you believe in. Absolutely. Just be aware that it is always sold. This is my objection. Actually, after all that, I figured it out. My objection is that content creators, influencers, your best friend, random guy in the street giving you crypto advice, it is so commonly sold as this like generation of value and profit and like passive income. But it isn't. It's passive inflation. It's not even that the thing is bad. It's that the way people are sold the concept is bad. It's not real. It's not accurate to life. Maybe that makes sense. Maybe it doesn't. Didn't mean to go on forever. Mr. Wick, your wife's still trying to understand crypto. There's some ladies out there that do understand crypto. I hope there's more of them in the future. That's all I can say. ORDI, please. Pull up ORDI. ORDI has not been doing too much. Nice low on RSI. You got some bullish divergence on your low at $50 for ORDI on the day. Day kind of looks like shit though. The daily money flow does not look great. $29.61. That's a pretty big drop. This is where I'd be interested. And funny, where I bought ORDI. This little YOLO. This was during a patron night, I guess December 2nd. And I was like, I just did it live. I was like, guys, I'm just going to randomly buy this shit because it's been going up. Not bad. But it might return. It might return to that value, and that would be a nice entry. Again, previous all-time high resistance, back-tested as support, can be a generational entry if it comes. No guarantee that it comes, though, obviously. How might this be played from that value? Don't love it. Don't love it, but maybe 29 to 65. I still do think you see $100 on ORDI. You just might be going for maybe a lower low, something like that. Could see it. I don't know there. Daily just doesn't build confidence for the short term. You like the month. Kind of gnarly monthly. Weirdly, so ORDI red candle last month. Same like Sol had that as well. But now this month also red. Weird. Because Bitcoin green last month, green this month so far. Knock on wood. Hopefully it hasn't changed. Let's look at dominance quick. That's about all I've really got here. Staking gets airdrops. Mike Bennett. This is a great concept too. I don't know how much you guys want me to rant about this stuff today. It is Friday, so ranty Friday. Airdrops is the same concept I was just kind of like rambling about, except the next level of that is, think about it. If I'm saying that you aren't profiting from staking, that you're keeping up with inflation, what are you doing on an airdrop? Where's the value from the airdrop, right? I'm very skeptical on airdrops. The only airdrops that I really have ever like gone for, I guess, is like forks. Like when coins forked coins. Nothing is free in crypto. That's the thing. Nothing is free. Nothing is free ever, but nothing is free in crypto. Every penny that you can extract from everything, from anything in this space, comes from someone else's penny. If you take $1 out, someone lost $1. Might be a crazy like butterfly effect as to who lost that dollar specifically. But airdrops are like the next level of that, right? Where is the value? That's why I have long recommended people, not financial advice, but long preached to our community. If you get an airdrop and it's worth money, you can sell it. Take that money out. Take it off the table. You just got free money somehow. Someone lost that money. And then people are like, oh, we're going to buy into the airdrop. It's pumping. Dude, you are the one losing the money then. You're the one putting that value in. Airdrops, I think I can name like how many successful airdrops have there been. And when I say successful, I mean like things that didn't just trend to zero. Dot? It wasn't Dot. It was Dot or Uniswap. That's like the only one I can really name. I'm sure there's more. But for every one story you hear about, I made $1 million on an airdrop. Dude, there's like 10,000 people who just nothing. Just didn't get anything. They bought in, went down, never went up. Be careful. I'm not saying you can't do these things. Just be careful. Really think through things in crypto. If anything ever appears to be free money, just red flag. Put all your walls up. If anything says free money, free gains, guaranteed, the word guaranteed, anything that's guaranteed profit-wise, careful. Be very careful. It's not real. It is a grift. And you'll say, no, it's super legit. I looked it up. I did all the research. I'm sure you did. The research you found was the research put out by those people in order to convince you that it's legit, right? I'm not even saying like Jupe or whatever is or isn't legit, or any specific one. The majority of these are scams, though. I would never connect my wallet to anything to get an airdrop. I can't even. How many people do we know recently that have lost money on that in the last year? On Twitter, all those airdrop ads. Someone did like a little study. I think it was 99%. I think it was like 9 out of 10, maybe 90%. 9 out of 10 of those ads were directly to wallet drainers. Directly. Be careful, fam. If your FOMO's too intense, you can't stop yourself. Generate a new wallet with a new key. Connect that. There you go. That might save some of you guys tens of thousands of dollars. Put those guns away. Never bullish on parade. Good to see you, dude. Good to see you, brothers. Let me see. There's some new names here. Anime Channel 27. That's a new one. I love anime, my friend. Love anime. Banaraisia Tashan. What's up, my friend? Bathwater Basin. Not a new name, but good to see you. Casual Mining Crypto King Ebba Mark. Era Random's back. Good to see you, bro. Gregory Poopsicle. One of my favorite names ever. John Connor. Is this the John Connor whose birthday it is? Happy birthday, bro. Merlin, I think I got you. Norm65. Poor man Jones. Someday you'll be rich, my friend. I was a poor man my whole life. Through Bitcoin, I've become, I guess, a financially stable person. Baby steps. I don't know if I got evil shenanigans, but that's a great name. Dr. Crypto, Crypto Craze, Dylan Rao, Rooks. Scotty don't pee. Someday I believe you will pee if you want. Sora X, Steve Taylor, Squash, Buckland, Scallywag. Some of my favorite names on a Friday. Tasgi, The Video Kingdom, Trader JX, Warren McCarthy. You sound like a senator. Yowzer, Doinkosaurus. I love it. I've been playing Power World. You guys should check it out. Unrelated. You should also join the Discord. You should sign up with LuxAlgo and Femex, my number one crypto exchange and indicators. Use my links. If you have used my links to sign up for exchanges, you should be in the Discord because at the start of next week, we will be offering extra value to those who have used them via our bot who will check it. You will get access to exclusive trading rooms with daily updated trade setups, etc. Highly recommend it. Just trying to throw a little value. Guys. Hello, you are new here. Christoph Domagala. I like your advice. Stay away of scam airdrops. Yeah, dude. And warnings that there is no such thing as free money. Isn't it crazy how few people preach this? The culture of crypto and like degen sometimes really triggers me, dude. Like Every time I've said something like this, when it isn't my platform, like on my stream, when I say this on Twitter, if I say this anywhere, people are like, bro, I made $10 trillion billion and $8 million trillion on all these airdrops and nothing bad ever happened. And it's like, dude, how can you not understand that? One, you're probably full of shit, but I don't usually do that. I get like, how do you not understand that your experience, your singular experience, should not be preached to new people, to people who are just entering the space, to people who barely understand how a wallet works or how to sign a transaction? When you say, oh, it's all this free money, oh, hype, get everyone jazzed up about it, dude, you're feeding them to the wolves. You're feeding them into the chipper. Your anecdotal story is so irrelevant and so meaningless to the realm of what happens. It is not cool to lose money. I know degenning, it's like we have this weird kind of affinity for it. There are times when it's okay, but getting scammed, getting drained, getting wrecked, dude, that is one of the reasons we started this channel, is because nobody out there was teaching people how not to get wrecked. If you get wrecked, you can't be in crypto anymore. I mean, you can make more money, you could come back in, but the more people we keep or prevent from getting wrecked, the bigger fam we have. That's how we grow. One at a time, my friends. All right, this is it. We've been live an hour and 40 minutes. I need to sit down. You guys rock. Happy Friday. Stay safe. Avoid scams. Have a good weekend, fam. I'll see you guys tonight, 8 p.m. East.